You look comfortable. You want to go out? T-Rex, looks like a pretty day. Have you seen Steve? Of course. Steve is just sleeping in the sink, because why not? Good morning. Okay, it's sunny out, I think. Let's go check. Yeah. Come on, Steve. Come on right now. Steve's on his own schedule. Come on. See ya. All right, T-Rex and I are going out. I thought that might entice you. You don't want to be left out of the picture. Sure enough, we're looking pretty good, T-Rex. You want to go out? Jump a few times if you really want to go out, and then bark a little. Thank you very much. Oh yeah, I can feel a chill in the air. I get on my noise-canceling microphone. There is a breeze. Temperature is closing in on 60. A few spots did decouple last night, and that's called radiational cooling. And a few spots got down into the 30s. Why don't we start with the regional roundup from just about sunrise or so, which is now before 6 a.m. I think these numbers are just around 6 or so. And Boston, mid-50s, but then you see a couple spots. Lewiston, Maine at 39. Orange, Massachusetts at 39. And on the very far left, Bradford, Pennsylvania got down to 30 this morning. So record challenging chill in a few spots. No word of any frost, except for on top of Mount Washington. We'll look at that in a minute. Peter in Lancaster, Massachusetts says he had 35. He says he lives down low. The record for Worcester today is 39. The record low temperature from, can't remember, 1994 maybe? So not record cold. It's just basically a cool pool up in the sky. And this cloud you see on the horizon over here, there's a little spoke of energy coming around our upper level low. And so we also have instability, cumulus just starting to build here. And so it's another dynamic day. But of course, it's Monday. It's beautiful outside. Pretty breezy. I hope my microphone's doing okay. So next phase of this big dig, fixing the drainage over there. And they're just scoping it out right here, talking about the drainage. And now the rebar is going in. So we talked about that plenty. And they're going to start pouring concrete for the concourse that's going to connect the two beaches. All right, a little breeze. I'm going to try and come over here out of the breeze a little bit. Look at T-Rex. And let's go and share something. Ryan Haas, meteorologist I met ages ago. He's doing a summer internship on top of Mount Washington Observatory, and he shares this picture. He says, June 2nd, kind of icy up here, and sure enough, it was snowing off and on again this morning, so the second day in a row with high elevation snow in New England. Our tallest mountain is only 6,288 feet. I say only because it continues to snow out west, but here on Mount Washington, yesterday was officially a 0.7 inch of snow, and I think we might have got another 0.3 to get us to an inch this morning, where the temperature was still 29, and there was snow and ice pellets and rime frost happening on top of Mount Washington. And that's the upper level cool pool. This upper level cool pool, though, is also protecting us from all the smoke. We are in a sort of a smoke donut hole this morning in Boston with this beautiful blue sky. Look at that, so clean. But most of the eastern part of the United States and Midwest is covered with smoke this morning. There it is on the satellite picture. Look at that smoke coming right across. And then just around, you got a cloud in northern New England, and you got smoke ringing from New York to just south of Martha's Vineyard and Nantucket, and then offshore. That's the boundary of our upper level low. So yeah, kind of the eye of a smoke storm, although I can't really call it a storm. It's a donut. It's a donut hole, and we're in the middle for now. I want to go to the smoke forecast. This goes out through about midnight tonight. You can see the smoke coming right down out of central Canada and then around the upper level low, and mostly kind of blocked from New England, although western New England, I would imagine we're going to get more smoke. I had a kind of a smoky sunset yesterday, and then it goes out into the Atlantic Ocean. So it's really going to be the next few days, tomorrow, probably through the end of the week, and for the foreseeable future, that we're going to end up having smoky skies, very dirty sky. And you'll see in my sunset yesterday, there was some smoke on the horizon. Also, Max on Martha's Vineyard says he had the smoke on his horizon yesterday. Thank you, Max. And getting a lot of comments, a lot of different things going on. Jerry's offering me some shrubs. Thank you, Jerry. I'll probably take you up on that offer. Mark Stillman asks, what about the Greenland block? Is that why we've had so many of these 3-day upper level lows? Well, I did talk about the Greenland block a couple of weeks ago, or was it about a week ago, when Mount Washington was getting so much snow. But the Greenland block has released a little bit, but we still have this upper level low. So sometimes you just get cut off in the flow, and that's what's happening right now, this upper level low. And here it is at the 700 millibar level. That's about 9,800 feet. And there's our upper level low. That's kind of the flow up in the sky. That is the flow up in the sky. And you can see the smoke coming out of, say, Minnesota and points north would be deflected south of New England until about tomorrow afternoon. Now here comes the ridging. Now in the ridging that's going to get here on Wednesday and Thursday with suddenly summer still in the forecast, note there's not a lot of air movement. So the smoke should come in here and it may just kind of stall out right over us. We've seen that happening over the Atlantic Ocean. It made it all the way across the Atlantic Ocean and kind of stalled out there near the Canary Islands. So this is our upper flow. And then when the flow gets fast late in the week, that's when we're going to get into some heavy thunderstorm activity as the heat comes in. And then it's going to be a heat break in front here about Friday or so. Not looking at a heat wave, but certainly pretty warm. And the radar did show this morning some of those clouds in northern New England had some showers. I did check the top of Mount Mansfield and Sugarloaf, and there were no snowflakes up around 4,000 feet. So no snow other than Mount Washington. And there is a winter weather advisory, though, in Idaho and Montana. No, it's in Montana, Beartooth Pass. There is snow expected down to about 8,000 feet. See, we don't have mountains that high. And maybe 8 inches up around 10,000 feet. So you can drive to falling snow on top of a mountain in Montana. So we're talking about snow in our mountains, and we're talking about smoke, but it's always worse somewhere else. How about Sicily? Mount Etna blasted its top. Was that last night or this morning? I mean, yesterday or today. I think it was probably today in Italy. The day starts a lot earlier. And Volcaholic on X shares these images and the videos coming out of there. Pretty scary. Pyroclastic flow. That is sizzling air and not molten, but burning air and smoke. And it rushes down the mountain. You certainly don't want to get caught by that. And these tourists were running. A couple of them were running toward it this morning. Forget that. We're running the wrong way. So life is scary. Somebody called me a flatlander because Hank called me a flatlander because I'm talking about how it's snowing in our mountains and how unusual is that in summertime. He says, it's not summertime until June 22nd. I hear you, Hank. On the calendar it is. But climatological and meteorological summer are at 3-month intervals. And summer is June, July, and August. And then autumn is September, October, November. And then winter is December, January, February. And then spring is March, April, and May. So we are in climatological springtime. The cat wants a belly rub. When the cat wants a belly rub, you give him a belly rub. I think he really just likes his back pushed into there. T-Rex wants to go in, and let's do the forecast. The Euro is now the model of choice because the GFS keeps spinning up a hurricane and spitting them around. First, it was going to be next Wednesday near Cape Cod, and then it was going to be near Louisiana, and now it's supposed to be near Texas. That's on the GFS, and it keeps kicking the can down the road. And the GFS also has a terrible weekend for us this weekend, and the Euro doesn't have the best weekend, but it's certainly better. So here is the Euro, and there's our upper level low with the green, and the blue is snow in Quebec. It's snowing in Labrador and Newfoundland, and you see some blue also out there in Idaho and Montana, so there are a couple of cool pools, but most of the nation is hot, very hot air coming across Texas and up toward New England, but we have an upper level low, and there's another little ocean storm that's going to form southeast of Nantucket to keep the cool air at our coast through tomorrow. I say cool, I'm talking about 60s and 70s, while inland we're going to start going to 80 and plus and 90 probably by Wednesday. Here comes the real warm air, and you have action. We're watching also around South Carolina. There is a little bit of tropical energy, like a wave, but it's more cold core, so it's not going to be classified as a tropical storm. But there is going to be energy coming up from the south and from the west at the same time. Thursday, chance of a shower and a thunderstorm, and now we're going to get into a possibility of some of that southeastern energy trying to come north, but it looks mostly like we're just going to have a front coming in from the west, and that's going to trigger thunderstorms here on Friday. And we have
chance for severe thunderstorms because it's going to be hot and there's going to be diffluence and a strong flow up in the sky, and that's going to be here into Saturday. There's a wave on a front right over New England, more showers and downpours for Saturday, and it's a pretty high confidence forecast. The GFS would keep it going on Sunday, but the Euro cleans us out on Sunday and brings in some cooler, drier air, probably smoky air, I would think at that point, on Sunday, and then Monday, and now it goes out to Tuesday, and here comes another shot, almost a nor'easter there, just missing us on next Tuesday. That's a moving target because yesterday the Euro had that on our doorstep on Wednesday. Now this goes out to Wednesday, June 11th at 8 p.m. and that system is offshore, but we have had thunderstorms that day, but it's going to be a front right over us. So off and on rains are in the forecast right through next Wednesday. There it is next Wednesday, and if we go south, you don't see any sign of any tropical storms or hurricanes in there, do you? All right, so I think that's the end of the weather. Got quite a racket. Look at those guys digging down. Just trying to improve the drainage situation here and putting in stone that's going to allow for seepage, almost like French drain type thing with that chink stone, so the water can go more down than out of the side of the hill. That's the goal here, I believe. I've done, drainage. I used to be in an excavator team. I've never done it on this kind of scale, but, I did installed septics when I was a younger man. So much going on here. I'm sure when they start pumping this concrete, we're going to make some time lapse of that. But for the and more, for today, we're going to show the time lapse from yesterday. T-Rex went for a walk and encountered some turkeys yesterday, seemed unfazed. And then I was watching for the possibility of smoke on our horizon late in the day, and I got the sunset in 2 phases. Often I turn off my camera too soon because when the sun is over the horizon, sometimes it lights up again, and that's what happens. So we'll go to that, and it's not going to stay this pretty, but enjoy this Monday blue sky, Tuesday nice weather, Wednesday nice weather, although it's going to turn very smoky. All right, here's the and more from yesterday, our Not in a Hurry Sunday. South side of the house is really nice, out of the wind. We've got a lot of people working a walkathon, I think, is going by Regatta Road right now. That's nice. Always a good day for a walkathon. Clouds are ripping. The temperature feels like about 70 sitting right here in the sun, but we know it's not quite that warm. And it's not a walkathon. They got bibs. They're running. They finished their run already. Oh, wow. Stay improved nicely. T-Rex, did you see some turkeys up there? Where are they? Did you chase them? Oh, yeah, boring. Not in a hurry Sunday. I know it. It turned out pretty nice this afternoon. Well into the 60s, but still very unstable. Maybe a shower, maybe a rainbow by sunset. Steve, T-Rex, we'll trade. T-Rex goes in. Steve stays in. Rex, you want a treat? So after Rex goes for a walk, he just stares at the treat jar and then he goes, yes please, I'll have a treat. And Steve says, let's go out in the backyard time. I know, Steve, I know. 6:30 on our Not in a Hurry Sunday. Mitt, can you look at the camera? We're gonna have a little free-for-all here and see who wants to go out. It's different when it's the screen slider. Come on, Steve. And Mitt will probably come out. So we'll just have some nice, easy-going cat and bird and dog content. T-Rex is chasing the birds. I think that's your job, Steve, isn't it? There you go. I think there's a baby squirrel, or there was a baby squirrel living in that Montauk. Maybe a little time lapse of the sun and the clouds on this first day of meteorological summertime when it snowed in Mount Washington. Cold air aloft, instability, and a couple of time lapses to come. Air is coming from the west-southwest. Upper level low brings colder air around aloft from New York across Connecticut to Cape Cod for our Monday. A lot of baby birds around. They're not so happy when I bring the cat out. Not much left up there, Steve. T-Rex. We found this football on the beach like 3 or 4 years ago. There's not a lot left to it, but we still enjoy tossing the ball in the backyard. All right, your turn. Toss it to me, Rex. Oh, that's not how it goes. Toss it to me. Sit, stay. Yeah. All right, now you go get it and then just throw it back. You come here, Rex. And so on and so on. In case you're new to the channel, we play with the dog at sunset also. And I love when sunset is late. Oh, look at the smoke in the sky. You can tell by looking at it. For a very ugly week of smoke. Just arriving in New England right now. Steve's over there torturing the birds by just looking at them. All right, we'll do a sunset time lapse. Not much left of this thing, Rex. Yep, we found it right down there. I'm sure you already saw. It's been a while since we've had a spider on here. Hello. What's for dinner? T-Rex. Different lenses for different lengths, focal lengths, and different microphones. Watch how it gets louder when I go to one zoom. Hello, T-Rex. All right, let's do a time lapse. Chase the birds, chase the ball, and watch the sun turn brown as the smoke comes into New England. 6:50 p.m., about 60 degrees. Max just sent a picture from the center of the eye of the smoke storm with the smoke eye wall just southwest of Martha's Vineyard. So not as dramatic here, but appreciate it, Max. Thanks for helping me get to 3,000 subs. All right, sunset in Weymouth. 1 hour in, let's relocate a little bit. Steve just watching the birds. Behaving yourself. In other words, leaving the birds alone. Nice band of smoke right there. Well, no, it's not nice. It's ugly. But we're gonna close in and watch the sun go over the horizon now. Looks like it's gonna get a little brighter and then a little darker. That's my guess. And I've neglected to mention a couple times that there was a major coronal mass ejection. So a solar storm is swiping over New England, over the Earth right now, electrifying the molecules at the top of the atmosphere. Way higher than that helicopter, which comes over every day at this time. Sunset helicopter tours, I believe out of somewhere near Blue Hill or Norwood Airport. They go over Hull and then they sweep around back in through Boston. Often there are 2 of them, or 3 of them, depending on demand. And also I want to get the moon. So there's our waxing strawberry moon. Just about every sunset, I give up a little too early, because the best often happens after the sun has gone over the horizon. And that is the case today. So a little bit more bonus and more going in through 8:30.